come back, I'ma get back my bad when a tech hit, the direct hit. I'm glad when a tech missed the direct hit. I'm sad like, who's that knocking at my window? They say that it's the money, I'm like tenfold. Over and out. That's gonna make you fuck like a limbo. She said she not a, she an why you do that like that? It's a lot of money, why are you mad like that? Ooh, I'm in my new bag, my bag. You ain't get too bad, my bag. First of the month, I'ma run it back. Same day, why I'ma run it back. Friday, payday, run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back. 48 yards, I run it back. I cop a car, I run it back. Go your then run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back. From Prada, rolling up. I'm in a brand new model. It'll be here tomorrow. I don't got fears or problems. Only got real ones round them. Only got. It take a week to count it. Then I'm back up. Name the place and we back up. Running these racks up. 100 meals a week after. Down from laughter. When they come to handles, never had one. With a bad one. Made a meal today and ain't my last one. Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up. I can't take no loss. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm litty. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spin. Made it, kill it, and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it. Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it. I'm moving too fast, I can't stop. Wiping it down when the paint hot. Left hand on the wheel. I'm closing the top when the raindrop. I'm keeping the game in the headlock. When throw it, blinding my dreadlock. In the end zone with the mad dot. One phone call, get it dead stop. I feel like I own the season. Say one thing, just give me a reason. Knowing you're mad, I'm undefeated. Top dog, making it even. Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up. I can't take no loss. You better call back up.
Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State and the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Detroit Lions and the Dallas Cowboys. The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And he'll take this across the 25. A couple extra yards up to the... The 27-yard line.
27-yard line.
Lady! 65! 65! 65!
The first first carry now. This is Johnson. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
From the 30 on second down. Stafford, open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5.
Check.
Out of the gun, Stafford. And this will be broken up and incomplete. Now a penalty flag down, and they may be going backward here. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Taking it about the 16. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. On second down, it's Elliott, and he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Hey, kill. 47.
4 down.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Give them the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Kill. Turn up.
We're going to 54 right here. We're going to 53.
Out of the gun, it's Elliott. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play call to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
They run it for the first time with Tony Pollard. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy 1st down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll try to throw now. Prescott. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. Just shy of the 20. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. They'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down.
Hey, kill. 47.
Who that? Hey, 40's Mike, right?
We're going to 54. One here. Here we go. Going to 54. Going to 50. 26.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3. Points at their own 24-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands. And maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Drop deep. Check 52.
Now to Galladay on the jet sweep. And it's still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
55. All day, any day. No.
Omaha, remove.
Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship.
Stafford on 3rd down. And that's knocked away and incomplete. The Notre Dame man, Jalen Smith, able to get a hand in and knock it away.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing.
That's it, baby. Let's go.
At their own 20-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Prescott going to take a shot for Gallup. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Knocking it away there defensively, Justin Coleman.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Elliott running right. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on third down.
Even, 4 down, even. Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
Kill.
Check. 40's mine. 40's a mine. 40's a mine.
We're going to 54. Wide in.
Shrimp that ball.
26.
Prescott from the gun. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Trey Flowers drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
Taking it about the 36. 12 yards on the return that time, and the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They've had it twice. They punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Check three. He's coming.
The shotgun snap for Stafford. And he hits Jermaine Kearse. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
From the red zone now, Stafford. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Here we go.
53. Ready.
36.
Throwing again. Stafford. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete. The intended target, T.J. Hawkinson. And it's 3rd down.
Check. 20.
Crunch time. Defense.
Check 13. Check 13.
Again, it's Stafford. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 3-3, a tight one after one on EA Sports. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Here we go. 47. 26.
Prescott under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Jalen Reeves-Maybin leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
This is Elliott. They get just a yard back there, and now they'll be looking at a tough 3rd and 15.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15.
Hey, 47. 40's mine. Here we go, D. Get off the field. Truck. 26.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Hey, middle. 10.
On 2nd and 10, Stafford. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-3. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
All day, just like that. Check it back.
Stafford here coming off his pick 6. Caught by Jones. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
50-50.
From the gun, here's Stafford. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. To throw is Stafford. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Golladay. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Give him 35 yards there on the 3rd down conversion.
On 3rd down, it's very simple. Make sure you get beyond the sticks, make the catch, pick up the 1st down. But in this case, he turned it into bonus time and was off to the races for a monster play.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Rush in. 61. Matchbox white. Watch out.
Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Back to throw, Stafford. Open man is Golladay, complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and you can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
I'm coming. 59.
Johnson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 9.
10.
Here's Stafford. And this is caught by Curse. And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the 1st down. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. And that hits off the left upright, and it caroms away, no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And no mistaking that sound. It reverberated through the whole stadium.
And it's the sound, Brandon, no kicker wants to hear. It looked like he had it on target the whole way, but the upright said,
They start on the ground with Elliott. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 11 yards and a Cowboy 1st down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
The throw over the middle, taken in, and he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a gain of 16 in the Dallas first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Here we go, go to 54, go to 54, line in.
A first down carry by Elliott, and very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs.
It's second and 8 at their 49-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's second and 8. They'll try the sweep with Elliott, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The Cowboys on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Hey, kill. Mike 40, check.
Now Prescott. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Devon Kennard drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And it's taken in at the 9. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
On second down, Johnson. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his second week of the regular season. On first down, Stafford here. Completing it here to Marvin Jones. A gain of 6 there on first.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Stafford throws complete to Galladay. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. Touchdown, Detroit. Kerryon Johnson, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game.
After nearly 30 minutes of football, that touchdown puts us in a position where if they make the extra point, we're right back to even before we start the second half.
Prater for the extra point, and that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And we're under a minute to go here in what's been an even first half, all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, just string them together. Could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And obviously not fooling anybody here as they stop him behind the line of scrimmage. A second down play results in a loss of 2 yards. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on third down. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. So we have reached halftime here in a good one. 10-10 is our score. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. 13 yards and a first down, Cowboys.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So here's a first and 10 at the 38. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. Elliott a first down and more. And gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
What's tight? Tight end's right. What's tight? Tight end's right.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And now it looks like we've got a Cowboy shaken up down there on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard. Now a carry for the big fella. This is Jameis Olawale. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
I don't know about you, partner, but on second and inches, a lot of the times I'm leery about the offensive guys thinking about taking a shot downtown. Instead, they just hand it to the big man and let him rumble forward for a first down.
Here we go, 46.
A first down throw for Prescott. Got his man there, complete to Gallup. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. He went in route there from the slot for the completion.
Love how he runs his routes because it's all setting up your defender. Give him a little something one way, take it the other way. Head and shoulder fake. Sometimes you make one step to the outside, then break it inside. Really well run route.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Now, how about that call handed to the big guy in that situation? Normally you think of him as a real short yardage runner, but in this case they trust him to get a few more yards than that. I remember an old New York Giants quarterback, a Super Bowl winning quarterback, telling me he loves offense coordinators who call the plays with a little bit of abandon.
Kill. Mike 40. All right, T, let's turn. All right, T.
Now it's all to Waller. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Damon Harrison, the one on the stop.
2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Here we go. 480. Let's go, T. It's going to be a low. Here we go. Kill. It's going to be a low deck. Here we go. 46. 26.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Prescott. He completes it to Wilson. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes, when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Prescott from the gun on 3rd. And this is caught. It's Cooper. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Amari Cooper, his first touchdown of the new season, as his guys are able to regain the lead. The extra point splits the uprights, and that makes it a 17-10 score. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
They had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Stafford now to throw. And he will go down. A Cowboy sack. Defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence applied the heat.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation.
Alert! Check 4.
Out of the gun, Stafford. And the pressure gets to him again. DeMarcus Lawrence drops him again for the 2nd straight play, and it brings up 4th down.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
51 yards on the punt there. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
Prescott looks to throw on first. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. Throwing again on second down. Prescott. He's got the connection to Cooper. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there.
Here we go. 480. I got him.
On second and 11 now. Prescott. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. He'll be hit down at the 33. 5 yards on the play.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions 16.
I think the good offensive coordinators in the league now are looking at the fullback position and finding the right guys to hide in that spot and increase their passing game, as we just saw there. How about the run after catch? Racked him.
Well, yeah, whether it's a true fullback, a tight end you put in the fullback spot, you know they're going to be tough to bring down if you can get them the football in the passing game. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against the zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
And that's why the fullback position was created. You just want a big, strong, powerful guy you can hand the ball to and pick up good yardage.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Prescott from the gun. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
At the 23-yard line.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Check.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. Operating from the gun, Stafford. Oh, he lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But let's have to remember, they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Prescott now 11 of 16 through the air. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it with Olawale. Credit the tackle to Darius Slay.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
Check 24, check 24. Hey, kill.
From the 44, Prescott. And his throw is incomplete. First quarter, Charles, you really emphasized the importance of winning the turnover battle as a visiting team, as an underdog. They haven't forced a single turnover in this game.
And right now they're losing, so no turnovers might lead to no victory.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 8.
Here we go, 47.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. And that will be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter. He's been terrific so far. It's away, and it's a high kick here, but not high enough to hit the scoreboard here in Dallas. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10.
Check.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Give him 30 yards there. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Under 70.
Now it's Stafford off the bootleg. He'll get this one to Galladay. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. We'll check on his status when we get back. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Stafford. This one complete to Lacey. First down for the Lions on a nice pickup of 18 yards. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball. When you put up a token press, make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Stafford toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Now to Galladay on the jet sweep, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll be 4th down. And the 13-year man puts it through, and that will tighten this one up a bit. Now a one-score game at 20-13. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is now the ball comes loose. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
Here we go, go to 54, go to 54, line in. Here we go, kill. 26.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Prescott gonna look deep for Wilson. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Cowboys. Cedric Wilson, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal, field goal, field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure.
And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Randy Gregory in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
Stafford. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Third and long. It's Stafford. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Here's Sam Martin now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Fielded at about the 28. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10.
I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son.
And now a carry here for their fullback. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 50-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Prescott now from the 50. Quick hitter here. It's complete. 11 yards and a Cowboy 1st down. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this 4th quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you've got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Switch. Go to 54. Go to 54. Line in. Hey, Mike 40. Better bring it.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Looking for Cooper, that's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice game there. This one goes for 20.
We're going to 54. Line in. We're going 47.
From the red zone now, Prescott. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
47.
Throwing again. Prescott on 2nd and 10. He's going to find Gallup here complete. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. The Cowboys on third down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This will be 3rd and 6. Looking to throw. Prescott. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And they'll get him down short of the first down, right on the 10-yard line. A short gain there of just 4, and that'll bring up a 4th down. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. And his kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down. But don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
At their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys.
He doesn't. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Throwing on 2nd and long. Stafford. And he's going to go down again. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Check 99.
On 3rd down, Johnson. He's got room to run past the 20. And he gets up near the 25 to about the 24 before going out of bounds. And they'll get 15, but that won't be nearly enough. It's 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
40 got. 40 got.
They snap it to Stafford. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 14 and a 1st down for Detroit. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Ryan looked down at that play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeMarcus Lawrence, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Now Johnson. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Hey, tight down. Tight 22.
Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. And a throw there going to be incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
On fourth down, Stafford. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
I'm coming after you.
And they'll indeed take a knee.
Here we go. It's our time. It's our time.
So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea of what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for the Cowboys, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.